There you. So you went to Thailand to train?
Yes.
How was that? Those guys like overtrain and train full strength and don't use pads and shit like that, right?
There's videos, Tiger Muay Thai, that they upload where the guys will get knocked to the ground. Sorry, and they'll kick them in the face and stuff. That's not common. They're just trying to get the wow factor with those videos, and I don't agree with that training. But it is super intense out there. You wake up at 6 a.m. and you go for a 5-6 mile run, and it's humid as hell there. It's like 95 degrees already early in the morning, and then you do 2 hours of training after that, and then you rest, you eat, and then you do the same thing at 3 o'clock, and you do that Saturday through, or every day except for Sunday. Sunday's the only day off. So
what do you do on Sunday? Cry?
Yeah, right, seriously. Well, all the other guys would get prostitutes. That was like pretty common.
All right, so okay, so I read a lot about you, and a lot of impressive stuff, a lot of cool stuff. I like the anti-bullying stuff you do in particular. I think that's cool for the kind of guy you are and what you do. But what I really want to know about is the hookers in Thailand. Like, so these other fighters. Do
they have penises?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But first, I need to picture like who these other fighters are. Are they other Caucasians or maybe Europeans who have come to like learn the ways of the region? Okay.
Most of them were from England. One guy was from Sweden. Another guy was from Norway. I think my roommate was from Norway. But most of them were European guys.
So this is a very Shaolin temple type movie scenario where these white guys are going to learn the real deal from the people who do it. All right. So once these guys are in that scenario, now are they going after? I know that region specializes in ladyboys. Now, is that what they're going after, or do they just want a girl?
I actually had this conversation with the guy from Norway, and we had a really long argument. And he was like 6'4", I don't know, like 250, like really big guy. And it turned into like a heated argument too, because he was arguing that ladyboys were more attractive than regular women. Like, and he was set on that. And I was like, well, that's what you're into. I disagree. And he's like, so if there's two women sitting in front of you, and you have a 100% chance of sleeping with them, all you have to do is just pick one, but one of them is a ladyboy. Do you take that chance? And I said, absolutely not, because I don't want to sleep with a ladyboy, and I'm not that desperate. And he's like, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. He was like, probably.
What reasons did he give? But like, what did he say was better about a ladyboy than a female?
I think he was saying that they take care of themselves. Like they care so much about their appearance that they care more than regular women do.
You know, I thought it was going to be something that I wouldn't be able to get behind, but this makes sense.
Yeah, he's making a lot of sense.
I think his real reason was because he kind of likes dick.
Yeah, right. I kept saying, I didn't want to insult anyone, but I kept saying.
Of course not, right? Like especially no, that guy. Like in all honesty, like you're probably both at a similar level of training. Could that guy have beaten you to death in that scenario?
Huge, right?
Was that in the back of your head at all when you're having that conversation? Like, I better like not offend King Kong over here, or he might choke me to death because I like called him a fag or something, and he just can't take that.
And that might hurt his feelings because he's a fag.
He was drinking a little bit too. So
so you were definitely afraid. I know. If I'm in that scenario, I end up fucking a ladyboy just to make sure that dude doesn't hurt me. You know what, man? You're right. You're right. Fuck all those other guys. Me and you, bro, we like this. Let's go fuck some ladyboys. Yeah, but I want him on my team.
It kind of seemed like most guys there were like, if it's a ladyboy, fuck it. Like, whatever. And I was like, yeah, like, is that... But then, I don't know, like, I would have a lot of conversations with those guys about that, and I tend to disagree. Like, the legal age over there is 16, I believe. An adult can have sex with a 16-year-old, and they were showing me pictures of a 16-year-old girl, and they're like, how hot is this girl? How sexy is she? And I'm like, that's a child. Like, I'm looking at it like that's a young girl, and it was offending me, and I was getting upset a little bit. But it's they weren't really doing anything
to bring
wrong.
Your phone back to the U.S.
Yeah,
pictures like that on there. Like that's.
Gay Adventure Thailand.
I mean, they were clothed.
You'll love this. This would be perfect. All right, so Woody will run 6 miles in the morning and run 6 miles at night, and me and Taylor will go fuck some ladyboys. Come on.
PKA Adventure.
How did I get roped in?
You don't want
come on.
I mean, if Mr. 6'4" Sweden is there telling me to, then I'll be the first one in line. Hey, you just don't eat me. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I think I'd have to go along with him. I would have been very afraid.
I think there's 3 types of people.
3? Go on.
Yeah. Well, actually, I guess you could group them into 2. There's people who go there for the Muay Thai, and then there's people who go there to party. And then the third would have been vacationers, because it is a really nice vacation spot, beautiful beaches and stuff like that. But I guess the vacationers and the partiers can be grouped into the same. But like the red light district, I went there once, and it was pretty wild. Like, it was the only time I've ever been to a strip club. I still haven't been to a strip club in the States, but we went to Spicy Girls.
What happens at Spicy Girls?
Spicy Girls. It was actually kind of cool. You get like a booth, and each booth has their own stripper. So a booth could probably fit like 6, 7, 8 people maybe, and then it's a circle booth, and then there's a table with a pole right in the center, and she's got like 3-foot diameter table to dance on, and they only wear belts, so they're already completely naked when you go in there.
But they're wearing belts.
Just a belt.
You got to put the money somewhere.
Right.
Okay.
I was only there for I think like 2 drinks. I got like tricked into going.
One of the guys was
like, yeah. But like you trying to leave is like they like yank on your arm. Like the strippers literally, you have to like fight your way out. And then I got out to the street and I was trying to wave down a taxi, and that's where the Ladyboys were. And they were like, when they grab your hand, it's like you have to fucking use all your might, because they got man strength. And
you can break a grip.
Yeah. No, like I said earlier though, like I'm training day in and day out, so my muscle memory is like just used to going like this. So like one grabbed me and I just went like this, and it was like and then like it was like they were playing with me, like they were like my aunt or something. They're like going like this, trying to squeeze my cheeks, and I've never admitted this publicly, but like it makes me really uncomfortable. Like to be, obviously if someone's grabbing you, it makes you uncomfortable, but like ladyboys, cross-dressers, transgendered.
I want to point out what just happened here. There is nothing wrong with feeling uncomfortable when someone else is coming after you and like messing with you. Like, even if they're not, it's okay to look over there and be like, wow, that's kind of fucking weird, huh? There's nothing wrong with that. We've lost that. We're losing that, I feel like, with all the political correctness. We see a fucking freak over there, and they're not a freak because of because they're transgender or because they're this or they're that. That's just a fucking freak. Keep it in the circus, bro. We used to make fun of shit like that, and we're losing it piece by piece, and I'm taking it back. God damn it. There's nothing wrong with you feeling uncomfortable when there's a bunch of people, whatever their lifestyle may be, coming at you and like doing what you described.
I agree with you, and I have to be careful with what I say, because of the anti-bullying thing. And I'm not. But the thing is, I'm not insulting anybody. I'm not offending anybody. I'm not harming anybody. It's just this is my personal space.
Doing it to you.
Right, and it's not fair. Call me old school, but it's not fair to let someone else invade my personal space because it's politically incorrect for me to do or say something to stop that from happening.
All right, so at the strip club, like, what's the currency on the table? Like what are they tipping the girls with?
It's called BAT out there, but I think
that's what I like to hear. What's the exchange rate like?
Like a bottle of water was like 10 cents here.
How much is a blowjob?
Oh,
I don't know. I really didn't indulge. I did ask guys, and they said it was like the hotel. No. The hotel rooms, I think they said, were a little bit cheaper than a prostitute for the night. I think.
Okay.
Which was surprising to me. But then again, like a hotel room for the night is probably like $7, and I could be wrong because it's been like 6 years.
You should have opened with that number.
Yeah, I know.
Because in my head, I'm like, so what are we talking about? Like $50, $75? Like, I don't know, 18, 20 cents.
It's probably like $20 for a hotel.
I had some of those old Dunkin' Donuts gift certificates that worked.
Gave them my Dave & Buster's power card. They were fine with that.
Don't tell them.
Yeah, that'd be a fun place to go, but you're making it sound like kind of skeevy. Like,
I don't know. I'm introverted. I'm a shy guy, believe it or not. So it probably would be. You guys would probably enjoy it. I think Kyle especially would enjoy it. But
I like to see it. I think I would like to see it and be there.
No, wait. Let me take a step back and say that Thailand is a place that I would go back to in a second, and I recommend that most people go to, but stay away. Like, I would never go back to the red light district. I would never go back to Soy Cowboy, it was called.
I know, that'd be one of the biggest reasons I wanted to go, just to see what that was all about, you know?
Yeah, if you're into it. I mean, I went to New Orleans, and I didn't like that. That was too much fun.
We started a riot one night in New Orleans. We were in, I think it was Larry Flint's, the guy Hustler Magazine. He's got a strip club there. And we ended up on like some kind of VIP balcony or some shit, however that happened. And we just had like a lot of ones. Like, we had a lot. And we started throwing them off the balcony at the crowd below. And they shut us down real quick because there were people fighting down there for our ones. He was like, "These people are poor. You got to stop that. You're going to start a fucking riot." Because we were just like, we'd throw like $20 worth of ones out in the crowd, and the crowd would just, "Arr!" And everybody would like fight over the ones. And like, that was more entertaining than like giving some like chick who's heartless and doesn't give a fuck about you anyway. I'd much rather have a crowd fight for my $20 than like have some chick like fake smile at me for my 20 or like wiggle her ass when she was going to do it over there instead if I hadn't paid her.
I can picture that ridiculous caricature of like class warfare is what MSNBC would call it. Like you up there with the cigar, you got your top hat on, throwing money at the peons below. Like you look like such a piece of shit if somebody got that on camera, throwing money at poor people.